When people visit Calvary Baptist Church of Santa Barbara, one of the first things they see is the sanctuary, a big, beautifully constructed place of worship. Lots of wood, lots of character, lots of history. It's a very warm and inviting building. Through the years, the stage in the sanctuary has gone through some changes. That happens in lots of churches and is largely driven by the way people worship through music. Calvary has really done very well making relevant transitions ranging from choir-oriented music to praise team-led music. In 2019, we began to talk about reworking the stage to facilitate more transitions. Providentially, God provided the means to do it through a generous donation intended for something just like that, something that would help our revitalization efforts. We knew we wanted to keep and preserve the overall aesthetics while updating, and we knew such a project would be difficult to accomplish on a tight schedule. And then the COVID-19 pandemic happened. Everything just kind of stopped, and it became apparent we wouldn't be using our sanctuary for quite a while. We knew God had everything under control, so rather than wasting a pandemic, we decided to seize the moment and get going on our project. Within the recommended preventative measures, of course. It was really amazing to watch the project take shape. It just kind of happened. The people in the church came together one by one to do their part. It was the body of Christ in action. It had all started with some vision. We do have a few visionaries at Calvary. And then we needed someone to get us going, and the Rupert family stepped up. They all seemed to love doing demo, and they didn't mind going to the dump again and again and again. Others came by to clean up and help where they could. It was going so well, and with the pandemic in full swing, we decided to go on past what we thought would be part one. It became clear we needed some intentional planning. And if we were going to rebuild the entire stage, we were going to have to move the piano. But the good news is that the piano survived, and so did all of the guys moving the piano. As the deconstruction went on, the stage under the stage saw the light of day for the first time, well, in a long time. It was just unexpected, and it was neat to see history peeking through. It reminded us that God has been at work at Calvary Baptist Church for a very long time. The more the new stage started to take shape, the more Michael just couldn't leave it alone. It was super exciting. The guys were super excited. Some of the guys started pulling out fancy tools as we worked. We had to get creative all along the way, which is, of course, to be expected. We had to figure out how to cover up some exposed beams. A plaster wall accent was a good solution, and that went well with the wood floor that we chose to go with all the rest of the warm wood in the building. Michael helped put down just a little bit of the flooring, but let's just say we all decided preaching is his strength. There was lots of construction, lots of primer, and lots of sanding, and then lots of cleaning. The pulpit needed some cleanup. We cleaned the beams, the pews, the blinds, really everything and anything we could think of, including the baptistry. Using wood from an old barn in Pennsylvania, Harry and Jeff got busy working on a new, old, rugged cross. And remembering the effort it took to move the piano off the stage, we got smart and decided to bring in some professionals to move it back up on the stage. Once the piano and the cross were in place, it was obvious the pulpit needed an updated black finish. It all looked amazing. All that was left was to run all of the wiring. Now, this is where the OCD guys really showed their skill, and they are admittedly OCD. I think it's great. Again, one by one, they came together to help. What a huge difference. Lots of clean space to be creative and help make good worship happen. 1 Corinthians 12 reminds us that while the body is one unit, it is made up of many parts. Throughout this process, we have seen the many parts of Calvary Baptist Church of Santa Barbara working together, from planning to demo to construction to cleaning to musicianship. All sorts of gifts coalesced in this significant project for God's church. At the time of this recording, we are working to approach safely reopening our doors to the public after the grand pandemic. When we're all able to gather again, we can look at the stage and be reminded of the people who came together not to show off their individual craftsmanship and abilities, but to glorify God by serving and using the gifts He has given them to do so. We are thankful for a body that wants to serve. We are thankful for the great God we serve together.